today, and now you feel fat today also. You're welcome. And now there's a podcast.
Welcome to I Feel Fat Today, the show where we dispel diet myths, see what's new in diet culture, and investigate your relationship with food. I'm your host, Kelly Taylor. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram at I Feel Fat Today, subscribe to us on YouTube where we have full video episodes, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We're going to get right into it with my guest today. She is a very funny stand-up comedian. I was so happy that she came onto the show. I had a lot of fun with her hanging out in down in New Orleans at Skankfest. This was recorded a few months ago, and I am really excited that I'm finally able to get it put out. Please welcome my guest, Alaina Bamfield. I am here with Alaina Bamfield. Alaina.
Alaina.
God
me
damn
thinking
it.
about how to say my own name. It's fine. It's all different things.
I have brought you up on stage a few times, and I've said it different every time.
I don't think I've noticed because it's I really is like my name does. I have a coworker at the comedy club, and there's kind of a running joke. Because I've worked with him for almost 3 years now, and every time he says my name, it's like a little bit different. But it's not even a version of Alaina; it's a version of Alaina. Because I think when you read it before you hear it, you like mix it because it's Alaina, so
Yes.
I get it a lot.
Yes.
Alina, Alana, Aliana, I don't know. But basically, I've just been letting this guy call me Alania for 2 years, and then I'm like, who am I?
The Alani energy drink.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
I always do an intro, like a mild intro before the episodes when I have time, and I will get it right when I do the intro.
I am not worried about it.
Yeah, we have Finney joining us here.
He's the best, dude.
This is when
I
I'm
hope you
gonna-
lay.
He will.
Okay,
Will.
good.
And I honestly like the fact that he's climbing on my guest right now. Like, I should be mortified, and don't worry, I am.
No, I think it's. I am such a big dog person. I think he's just picking up on the energy. To be honest,
Yeah.
there we
Oh
go,
my God, look at
baby.
that. Wow. Okay,
Let's
you've
do
been
it.
chosen. Amazing. Love it. Oh gosh, yeah. So I was on a little bit of a break. We're back, and I am so excited to chat with you. You are from Michigan.
I am from Michigan originally.
Got that right. Yes. Everything I know about you is based off of your material.
Okay.
So I'm excited to chat.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're from Michigan. What's your only child, siblings? What you got going on?
So I'm the eldest child. I only have one brother though.
Okay.
2.5 years younger. We're kind of latchkey kids.
Yep.
So we were close when we were younger. We don't talk a lot now. We got a lot of time together growing up. But yeah, I just have the one sibling. He's like blue collar, just totally different than what I'm doing entirely.
Right. And how far apart in age are you?
It's like 2.5 years. So at any given time, we're like 2 or 3 years apart.
Yeah,
like
for
in
sure,
age. You know,
for
right
sure.
now we're 2 years apart, but I'll be 29 in December, so we'll be
Okay.
back to 3. And then I actually just started dating a guy that's the same age as my brother, and I'm like, I don't know if I can like. We gotta stop talking about when we graduated high school.
Yeah.
You
As
know?
long as it's not the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been able to avoid Frank's, Bill's, and Bob's.
Okay.
My whole life.
Are those your brother's names?
My brother and my dad.
Okay,
My
okay.
brothers and my dad. Yeah.
Wow.
I have
Frank,
3
Bill,
dads.
and Bob. Is your dad Frank?
No.
No?
No.
Bill?
No.
Okay, Bob is a dad name.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
He like legally wants to change his name from Robert to Bob.
I feel like that's okay.
I know, and I'm like, you should.
You
He's like,
should.
Too much paperwork. I'm like, oh, but I'm supposed to change my name when I get married.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So many of my girlfriends just haven't changed their last name because they're like the fucking paperwork.
The paperwork.
Like I
yeah.
refuse to do it.
It should come on when you get married. It should just change your name. I feel because you're already doing paperwork to get married, correct?
Yes, and I'm talking about this like I'm engaged. I'm not. But I had no idea that there were like I just go to too many weddings. I had no idea that you had to do that step. So
yeah.
but I guess it's
wouldn't have
better
thought
than
it
being
either.
forced.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're from Michigan, you have a brother, you're a latchkey kid.
Yes.
So as a latchkey kid myself, there's a lot of like fending for yourself that has
my
to happen for
God.
many hours.
Yes.
So like, what did that look like when you got home and you like
wanted food? Like, what was in the house?
Okay, so we like, it's kind of like an interesting situation too. So we were like latchkey kids for a little while, and then around like 2008 or so, 2009, 2010, right when Michigan started being like, hey, we're gonna like legalize like medicinal marijuana. My dad like had already lost his job, and so started growing pot in our house. So we like went up a financial class and then like down a social class at school, if that makes any sense, because now we like smelled bad,
right?
And we were too young to smell cool.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
Totally.
Like
you
everyone
smelled like
just
weird.
smelled weird.
Yeah.
And so I will say, like at the beginning, like it was like mostly frozen stuff. Like I remember the softies, soft pretzels.
Oh,
you know, like heating those up.
The salt was in a separate.
The salt was in a separate packet, and you got the pretzel a little bit wet, and then put the salt on there. Like I loved that. We did the classic. Because I mean, as the oldest of the latchkey dynamic, what were you?
I'm middle.
Middle. Okay. But only girl.
So like immediate matron.
Yeah,
motherly,
immediate like voice of reason. Yes. So like so I was the oldest sister. So I'm like making my brother like food. I don't know, like butter, cinnamon, sugar. That's like everyone's favorite. Like poor kid meal kind of.
Oh yeah, my favorite. I still do it to this day. Tortilla chips with shredded cheese in the microwave.
Oh my god, it's
Classic.
so good. My brother still eats like we're latchkey kids.
Totally.
My brother will have like 4 peanut butter and jellies, a glass of milk, and then make that like not like fake nacho thing. And then like eat a men's 1 a day vitamin, and I'm like, I guess you're an adult.
He's doing it.
Like you're doing it. I don't know. So we both have had like very weird minimal. I don't know. You're satisfied by a very minimal thing, you know, like a butter noodle. That's
salt.
great. Yeah,
Yes.
Salt and butter on noodles is awesome. And so I'm kind of thankful for that in my adult life. Like I don't like have like an expensive like taste. You know?
I would. And just by your whole vibe and energy, resourceful. People like us are resourceful.
Yes.
You know?
You're like, I gotta figure. Like even now, like before I came here, because I'm been on the road, and then I'm going on the road next week, and I'll be gone most of November. Like you're like, I don't want to buy a bunch of groceries that are gonna go bad. So now I'm just like putting things together from what I have.
Yes.
And it's like a sick sense of feeling good about like making something out. I'm like, why do I like that? You know, like why do I feel accomplished and like good about myself that I just had like hummus and like a cheese tortilla with ham on it? Like, you know,
I remember the first time being like my behaviors with food like being noticed by someone not in my family.
Okay.
So I moved into this apartment actually like right after college. And
wow.
I know.
Oh my God.
I'm never leaving.
So much of your life has happened here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have like many spells keeping me here. But so I had a roommate at the time. She was one of my best friends from college, but like living together is so different than like, you know, just being friends with somebody. And I would just like, when it came to eating, like I would just bring out like a thing of like vegetables. I would just eat like literally like a head of like lettuce, like whatever, and just random things. And she was like,
can of chickpeas, why not?
You know, what is going on? And I'm like, what? She goes, that is not a meal. Like she couldn't wrap my head around just like having like girl dinner.
Yeah, I like cut to 5 years later. That's just girl dinner.
That's literally
like, we have
just
a name
dinner.
for it.
Exactly. I felt so seen when girl dinner came around. Side note, Skankfest?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Doing
I'll be there
Skankfest.
too.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
yay.
So exciting.
That's awesome. Do you know what hotel you're staying in? We don't have to.
We'll chat
do
after,
it after.
but I probably the same one.
Probably the same one.
Yeah.
That'd be so great.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Yay.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. So just like, you know, resourceful, like just scrounging around. There's this one girl on TikTok, like, here's what I eat in a day as someone that just kind of scrounges around.
I've seen her.
Yeah. Sometimes
actually, I think
she
so.
like grosses me the hell out.
She does gross me the fuck out
because
sometimes.
I would say the one thing that well, maybe not. Maybe I think I've moved past it, but I haven't. Expiration dates. We're very fast. My parents are very fast and loose with expiration dates.
Okay.
In their house.
In a way that makes you throw it out when it's expired. I'm the same.
Yeah. There are, aside from like leftovers, like I do let leftovers go for like 4 days.
I did have, so I have a super weird thing about like leftovers and expiration dates. My parents didn't like leave stuff in the fridge. Like it wasn't like they were like, drink it, we bought it, you know,
Right,
or anything.
right.
Like if it expired, it was expired, and that was fine.
Yes.
And I also like, but there was this one time, I think I was real young, maybe just hit double digits, but there was like my mom would always make like for dessert for like the entire week or month or however long it lasted, like a box of yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Oh my
like you just
God.
make it like at the house.
Why did we
you know?
also have that?
Dude, that's such a
Yes.
it's such an our like
Yes.
were your parents Gen X?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I think
More
it's
like
something to
Gen
do
X
with
boomer, but
that.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's something to do with like that weird forgotten generation that they
Yeah.
just love box cake. But we had it in the back of the fridge and I had like eaten it and then got food poisoning and I threw up like corn and I just like I have not had a slice of box like yellow cake with chocolate frosting from a box since I was like 11 years old. And so like but like that scarred me in a way that like I get really scared about leftovers.
Totally.
Like I like have to be honest with my boyfriend and be like, you should just take that because I won't.
Yes.
Like if it makes it past like tomorrow in that fridge, I'm like throwing it away.
Wow.
you know?
Okay. So that's just something that like never left you.
It never left me. Like I really hate puking.
Oh.
Like it
yeah.
like makes me like cry and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't know
I mean,
why
it's
it
not a
makes me
pleasant
so
thing.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of things to happen to your body unexpectedly. Throwing up is one of them.
Yeah,
That's-
one of them is just like, and I don't have like the fear. You know, some people have like the fear of like throwing up. It's not
Yeah.
even that. I just like genuinely when it happens, I'm like, this sucks so hard, and I would do anything to not be doing this.
Yes.
right now.
That's how I feel just about like nausea.
Yeah.
Like anytime I feel nauseous, I'm a Zofran girly.
Okay.
Big anti-nausea
Yeah.
medication fan. Anytime I feel nauseous, I'm like, I never appreciated when I wasn't nauseous.
Yes, yes. Wait, is Zofran the little pink thing that kind of dissolves in your mouth,
Yes.
dude?
Why are you not over the counter?
Why is that not over the counter? Every single time I've ever like once a year I get so sick that I start like vomiting and like shitting myself. And
Totally.
like once a year I beg somebody to take me to urgent care and I'm like, listen, it's like when you're working at like a restaurant and someone's ordering something that's not on the menu, but they know that you have it here because they've gotten it before. Like, I'm like, listen, I know you're going to want to run a bunch of tests. I need you to give me a shot in my butt and put a pink thing on my tongue right now.
Yes.
Like, that's what I'm here for.
Anytime I see a doctor, I'm like, I do the anxiety thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I have anxiety. I don't do Xanax. Like I act like I'm above Xanax.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, but what really helps when I'm nervous, I get really nauseous, a Zofran. So I just
Yeah.
try to have like Zofran on
They're probably
me.
just happy that you're not asking for a benzo.
I know, I know. Girl, been there, done that. I don't want your benzos. I just want Zofran.
I just want Zofran. Dude, and every time I'm sick, I stockpile that shit. I don't know if I
Yes.
have any in New York with me right now, but I know I can like visualize the bottle in my parents'
Yeah.
like medicine cabinet that
Yeah,
I have there.
I'm a little cash poor on the Zofran right now, but I do have from when I went to Mexico. I bought a bunch of Zofran.
If I find a hookup, I'll call you.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
We can split a shipment.
Yeah, no, literally. Meanwhile, it's like I have one medical through my job. I could probably just,
Yeah.
get my Zofran fix.
Damn.
Okay, yes. So, but you also have a sports background. You have
Yes.
a background in gymnastics. Was gymnastics your only sport?
So gymnastics was like I did cheerleading mainly. I did do gymnastics like initially. So there was like a point in time where I was doing like a lot of like recreational sports, and I know that sounds silly because like aren't all sports recreational, but like instead of being like a part of a club, I guess is what it would be
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Like or at least how we talked about it in Michigan, like not rec cheer, club cheer, not rec gymnastics, club gymnastics. And like club is really where like you start to like dish out money for your kid to be doing stuff,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
nationally or whatever. So I did a few gymnastics classes, and then like cheerleading really was like my bread and butter. I kind of have fucked up legs. Like they go like backwards like this. And so
Oh.
I don't have the like I have like it's basically like a skeletal deformity that makes it nearly impossible for like my legs to be completely like if I squeeze my legs together, my knees and thighs will go together, but my bones are twisted. So it's like I just don't have the like I literally don't have the build to do gymnastics and like
Oh.
get a good score. If that
Oh,
makes any
interesting.
sense. Like they
Yeah.
want you to be perfect and I am
Yeah.
out of the box deformed. So like that like quickly became something that I mean you need like gymnastics is I mean anyone can like do flips and stuff, but for like club gymnastics and all this stuff they're like we want like my legs were too long and my torso's too long and to like
yeah.
there's like a physics thing to it where it's like if you're shorter then like those like your flips are like have more power because they're shorter, if that makes any sense. Like the longer you tumble, the less power you get with every pass that goes into
makes
it
sense.
essentially.
Physics, yeah.
But yeah, so the cheerleading is what I did, and both cheerleading and gymnastics are both like super body focused, and I think cheerleading a little bit more publicly, gymnastics a little bit more privately. I think gymnastics is more like much more with like calorie restriction and putting your athletes like on a diet, whereas with cheerleading it was more I don't know, like you're like actively getting dolled up and going out there, and then like we're all standing in a line and doing like a pretty check, and they're coming through with blush and mascara, and they're gonna fix your face and fix your hair, and then someone's gonna come through with fake tanner, and we're gonna put fake abs on you whether you have abs or don't have abs, and
it really doesn't matter.
And it really doesn't matter because the lights are shining on you, baby, and it just needs to look like it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
showbiz, baby.
Yeah, like that sort of thing. And so but I mean, during camps, it definitely felt a little bit more like what I would imagine gymnastics feels like, because there's a good portion of your summer where your parents have paid for it, or have paid the gym to pay for it, to have someone come in and like teach you your dance for that competition season and teach you your pyramid sequence and working on all that stuff. And during that time, I remember like my gym specifically like had like a no sugar rule. And I remember like getting in trouble for like going to Speedway to get like a slushie, but I was kind of like if I hadn't done cheer, like as much as it like did negatively like impact me, it also like I was like a fucking defiant kid. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it like did do good things for me.
You're one of those kids that when like adults and parentals talk about like you need to have kids in extracurriculars to keep them like on the straight and narrow, like you're that kid.
I was that kid. Yeah, no, like I'm like they're like telling me like I can't like have a slushie, and then I'm like, oh, I have the best tumbling pass on the entire team. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm like being like, a shit like that. A's, yeah, like, exactly. Like what are you even like? How could you even like criticize me? I'm gonna pet you. And but that was always super interesting being a part of cheer, because I mean, I don't know, I remember them like being very sharp and in unison with like your motions is super important in cheerleading. Yeah. And I remember one of the things that they used to say to us that I look back on now that I'm like, that's like fucked up that you're like saying that to like, I mean, a senior team is 12 to 18 year olds are on a senior cheerleading team.
Which is like, so much happens in that time.
It does. It's so much happens in that time span. And also to be like, I was never a 12-year-old hanging out with 18-year-olds, but I was an 18-year-old hanging out with 12-year-olds, and I'm like, I would be such a different person if I had access to 18-year-olds at 12.
Right.
I was born in 96. I didn't have that. No. I'm the oldest of my family. Like, there's no older anything for me to have that.
Sorry.
Really loves it.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Come on, down.
Oh, don't hurt your legs.
Go lay down.
But they would tell us during practice, like, but the synchronicity and everyone putting their hands down at the same time is like goes towards your points. Yeah. And the more apparent you make that like last motion, the easier it is for the judges to see it. So they used to tell us like, if you clean as hard as you can, like the harder you clean, the more cellulite you slap away, which isn't even like true, you know, yes, like it's not even true, but they like yell at you and be like, I can like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I can see you're not cleaning hard enough. You got cellulite. Oh, you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing where I'm like, and like for me, like, I mean, I've been in like the 90th percentile or the 1%, whatever the smallest is, my whole, I mean, back to like the food thing. Yeah. Me and my brother were just like perpetually small. Could not put on weight. My mom would like make us eat midnight snacks, just kind of like spoonful of peanut butter, go to sleep, you know, like please gain weight or something, you know, like we looked like they weren't feeding us. Yeah. And like they were, you know, and they didn't have a ton of money to do so.
Is gonna come.
Exactly. So. Like we're just these scrawny skeleton children that smell like drugs. Like, you know, like but that I think has created like a sleep eating thing that I have.
For sure.
Which is, I have talked to a doctor about that, and I've never been diagnosed with any sort of like eating disorder, but he did say that I had a stress-induced disordered eating pattern. And then I was like, that's kind of sounds like an eating disorder. Yeah. And he was like, no. Oh. Like, Because
That's
basically, like, I
one-
don't have like a body dysmorphia attached to it.
Right.
So like, and he's also was a man doctor, so I'm
True.
sure he was just like, that's not what it is. Then you just need to eat, which probably a little bit right. I probably do just need to eat a little bit more
right
before going to bed or whatever. But
so
cavities?
this explain a little bit more what the stress-induced. Say it one more time.
Stress-induced disordered eating pattern.
Stress-induced disordered eating pattern.
Yeah.
So is at night like you're eating a bunch and then going to sleep, or what is that?
It kind of like is that. So it'll be like I'm pretty most days I'm pretty good about getting breakfast in.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I get breakfast in and then I have a busy day, like I might not go back. I might not even feel hungry again
Right.
until it's like time to go to bed. And then I'm like
Gotcha.
scavenging and eating like
Yeah.
1,700 calories in one sitting, you know,
Right,
and then going to
right.
sleep, but waking up in the middle of that to also go have another granola bar.
Right.
And I only know that because it's left out. You were saying that when you moved in with your friend after or during
Mm-hmm.
college, like when I really found out that the sleep eating was bad. First of all, I have videos of it because I hadn't lived with anyone in a while that wasn't like a partner.
Yeah.
You know, so like when I moved to New York, I was living with my cousin and my friend from middle school, and she's got like multiple videos of me in a bonnet, in my underwear, drinking applesauce with my eyes barely open. And the one that was like most alarming to where I kind of was like, I really need to make sure I'm doing this, like this eating thing all day during the day when I should be, because my cousin was out smoking in the living room and I walked out sleeping. And I grabbed a tortilla and I put it on our gas burner and I turned it on. And I mean, he's like, granted, you did it perfectly. You perfectly toasted the tortilla on both sides. You put butter on it and then you walked back into your room, like with the burner off. But like, he was like, but that really scared me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that scares me. Like, I like don't like that I did that, you know? Like,
Were you just like dreaming you were a line cook
I
or
guess.
something?
I don't know. But
And you have
apparently
no
can,
memory.
I don't have any memory of it. Like, apparently you can speak to me. You can talk to me and I will talk to you
Wow.
while I'm sleeping. It happened the last time I was home. My dad said, do you remember last night? And I normally do it with no pants. So I was like, was I wearing clothes? And he was like, yes. But apparently my dad and my brother brought it up because they're like, well, yeah, we hear you get out of bed and then all of a sudden you just hear dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo. And then I'm just standing in front of the fridge, like with the fridge open, you know, like eating stuff out of the fridge like a possessed person.
Wow.
It must be scary for others. I am not sure. I don't know. But I think that's because my mom she called it the midnight snack, and she would give
Yeah.
us food right before we went to sleep, like in our bed sometimes.
I've never heard of that. I've heard of sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I have slept walked before, and
Okay.
for me, it's usually like if I'm if I'm in an environment I'm not used to. Like when I first moved in here, I slept walk a little bit. In college, when I first moved into
That's
my dorm,
really scary
I slept
because
walk a
you
little
don't
bit.
know the environment and you're walking around it.
It's gotten a little bit better ever since I had to travel more for comedy,
Yeah.
like because I'm just in more places. But
Yeah.
like it still can kind of happen. But never like getting up and eating and not remembering that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. It's wild when I do it, to the point where like my boyfriend wants to build a loft bed in his apartment and he's like, I have to put a railing in.
Yeah, literally.
Like he was like, you ate a string cheese one time and now I have to put a railing in. like thank you.
wow.
Kind of do. I probably would be able to navigate it though, is the
No,
thing.
I know.
You know, like
yeah,
I probably
eventually
would be fine.
yeah, something in your brain comes online where your brain is like, she doesn't really need to be here for this.
Yeah.
But I am going to navigate us to the fridge.
Yeah, because we need it. And every
Right.
time she's here, she doesn't give it to us.
Right. Yeah. So, because it must come from something of like you being hungry in the middle of the night, but you're not really feeling hunger.
I guess I'm not like, it's not like I'm going to bed with hunger pains or anything, you know, but I'm also eating right before bed every night. I mean, every night dinner's
Yeah.
happening within an hour of it's
Right.
time to lay down
Really?
with comedy, you know,
yeah,
I mean, I'm
that's true.
coming back and being like, well, I better get something on the way home. And then
Yeah.
you get home, you drop it off. The dog's got to go out,
Mm-hmm.
get back, eat it, go to bed, you know, like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of like just where I've been at, but I'm not like going to bed hungry, but I must be hungry because I'm getting up and I'm eating. So, So I'm not really sure, and it doesn't happen every night, but it happens enough nights that it's, you know, I mean, I've had to replace packs of Oreos for my cousin, like, because I'm just eating them.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
everyone's stuff is at risk.
Yeah.
Like,
what an automatic out of like,
oh, yeah.
did you sleepy? And you're like,
yes. I slept 8. No, me and my boyfriend thought those looked good. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, literally, like, oh, I smoked a little bit too much. And
oh my God.
Are you smoking weed at all?
Yeah, that's another big one. Like, I feel I need to let go of this. I don't know why. Because weed has just been a part of my everyday life and my sleep routine since I was 14, probably. I'll be 29 soon, so it's like a little egregious, and like grow up and find something else. Like, I don't know.
Magnesium glycinate.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
yeah, let me try tea.
Have you tried laying in the dark for a little bit sober? No, I haven't. You know,
I'd rather die.
And so I think the weed is part of it. I haven't dreamt in a while. I haven't dreamt in years. And when I do, it's scary.
It's terrifying.
And my ex is always getting married at my parents' house. Why is that? God. Why is that?
Ex, like, do your parents like your ex?
They don't like dislike him. It's like, and it's like my ex from like high school.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what is this?
There's some younger part of you in your subconscious coming online.
Yeah.
With that weird.
Yeah, with like a weird thing. But yeah, that one's always fun when I do have that one. It's not like the same dream that just is the event of the dream, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like, we're all here at my parents' house to celebrate. Jordan and Morgan.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm like, what?
What's going on?
God.
Gosh. Okay. Yeah. So definitely, like, it's so funny that that doctor was just like, no, you don't have an eating disorder, but you have.
Yeah. He was basically like, do you think you're fat? And I was like, no. And he's like, you're good. And
Oh,
I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
and he
you know,
probably is like, you know, if you're not like crazy underweight, he's like, this is all
Yeah.
fine. But like,
that's another thing too. Like, I don't know, every once in a while I'm like, am I anemic? Do
Right.
I have like something going on? I don't
Right.
know, because I feel like, I don't know, people, especially like doctors, like I remember I just went in to meet with I got Medicaid, so I was like meeting with my primary care doctor for the first time, and like the question she like asked me, you know, she was just like, okay, like, and you feel like you're at a healthy weight and you're like eating good? And I was just like, yeah. And she was like, cool. I'm like, you just believe me?
yeah, you can just say whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, maybe. I don't know. What do you mean? What do you think a balanced diet is? Will you tell me, doc? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't.
She's like, that's a specialist that is not under Medicaid.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, for real.
Literally.
For real. But I guess I just feel like it's like a thing where, I don't know, people don't like inherently think that there's anything like wrong with a small body, so they don't
Right.
care to check, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah, in medicine, that's a big thing.
yeah,
for
whereas like
sure.
in medicine, like people in bigger bodies are constantly like told that's the reason that they don't
Yeah.
feel good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
And so
like,
it's
well,
just
whatever your ailment is, come back when you've lost 25 pounds.
yeah.
You know, and like since you don't have that, it's like, oh, well, then nothing's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have an ailment. But it's interesting because it's like you do have this, you know, smaller frame. You've always had this, and yet when you talk about something like gymnastics, it's like, oh, well, I had too much surface area from head to toe to be able to tumble the way that I need to tumble.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's still like, oh God, like
it still is like, yeah, I have this tiny body that people think should be able to do this thing, but then even that thing is like, it's actually not the right fit.
right,
You know, like,
right. And so as you were describing the cheerleading stuff, and it's like, okay, get all dolled up. Like, what is your relationship like with like putting on makeup and stuff? Like, I usually don't have makeup on out of sheer laziness. Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't have time to get myself together today, which is like, this is what the outcome of that is. But I don't mind, you know. I love a wedding glam. When I have
Yeah.
to go to a wedding, I like a wedding glam. So like, what's your relationship to that?
It's definitely changed over the years. Like when I was younger, I would say like it made me want to get less dolled up. The thing about the cheerleading is that I just liked the sport. I really liked being thrown in the air, and I really liked tumbling and getting to do all that stuff, because that's the stuff I really liked about gymnastics that I like. Because I really didn't like the other stuff either. I didn't like beam. I don't want to do vault. I don't give a fuck about bars. Like, I just want to be able to do flips. And so I feel like Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought all of a sudden.
No, you're fine. It happens to me all the time. Makeup and stuff.
Oh, yes. And so I feel like it was always kind of awkward for me to be dressing up like that and putting my hair in the poof. And you know what I mean? Like, I was like genuinely like a stoner.
Right.
Yeah, like in like everything about like I wore a drug rug to practice. Like and thought it was like the coolest thing I could do. You know? It was I had like a nose ring and gauges and like you know, and so like wearing being like pretty wasn't really like something I wanted to do anyways. And then I went through like this really weird phase after me and my high school sweetheart broke up, where it was like I felt like I didn't have a chance to like go do anything. Yeah. Like I didn't have a chance to like to get dolled up and go to the bar and like go meet people and have fun and take pictures. And so like that was like pretty like I guess like liberating to be like, oh, I do feel good doing this and like I like decorating myself. I guess, you know? Totally. And then I moved out of it further now that I'm getting a little bit closer to 30. I think I just feel like kind of awkward. Like I've noticed I like feel awkward even wearing like cropped things. Like not even for my it's not even like because I'm like I don't like the way it looks on my body. I just like don't know if that's how I want my body to be presented anymore. You know, like I don't necessarily feel like comfortable. I don't feel like aligned with it.
Yeah, and it's also so weird like getting up on stage. Like I feel like the more coverage, the less it can be perceived. The more coverage,
the better. Yeah, honestly. Like I really do now that I would say it definitely made me like bigger clothes. Yeah. You know, like running around for 4 years in a bra and underwear with spray tan on my labia. Yeah. Like, you know, like it's chill. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's chill. And then I see people do the equivalent of that now to go out and I'm just like, I'm glad that I got it out of my system. Right. I'm happy for you, but I'm glad I don't want to. You know?
Right. So you cheered in high school. Did you go to college? Did you cheer in college?
I didn't go to college. I kind of regret it a little bit. I was a stoner. It was never. I took so much Adderall before my ACT because I was just like, I'm going to a community college. Like, you know, like it was truly. I don't know how I am here with you now. Like just because I'm like I had no. I was going to get married and have someone's kids and just fucking live a similar life to the one my parents had provided to me, you know. It was my plan the whole time.
Do you think that if you and your high school sweetheart hadn't broken up, that would have been your path?
Definitely. That's like part of the reason we broke up is because it was just going in different. Like he was like, I want to be a young dad. I want to have a kid in the next year and a half. I was like, I'm 22. Oh, yeah. You know, and I had also like, just gotten like settlement money from like the Larry Nassar trial, and so then he was like kind of trying to fast track getting married and building a house, and you know what I mean. So like it was kind of a situation where like I got a little bit of money and realized that I might have a dream deep down in there somewhere. Oh, and
isn't that something where it's there's a bug.
That's okay.
Isn't there some? It's like money can afford. Like that path.
Like the possibility to go do something else. You know. Wow. And so that's essentially kind of what happened, and then it like planted the seed, and it kind of just became clear that wasn't like what he wants and what I want. Right. We're not the same at all. Yeah. And we both now have what we want, and I think it's like, and as like lame as it sounds, I'm like I am so thankful that he married my coworker. I'm like, I brought you to your forever, bro. You know what I mean?
Some
like,
people are in your life
and
for
like,
a reason.
That's beautiful.
And
you know,
you're in his life.
You
for
have
that
a baby.
Reason.
You are a young dad. What you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm also like, I love being on good terms with people that I love.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Because I'm like, I hate it when people hate an ex. I'm like, you're so lame. I know. You know, like it's just.
And I don't want to be hated by an ex.
I don't want to be hated by an ex either. Like I still love you, bro. I'm just not in love with you. Right. Like, you know, like it doesn't go away. I still want the best for you. Even though, yes, I was pissed that you married our coworker. Of course. You know what I mean? Like I'm over it now. But like,
and especially if it was like happened when you guys were younger, it's like I can imagine how I would react at 23 or in my early 20s if something like that happening. Yes. I would be a monster.
Yeah, I was like pretty upset. But yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So what did you do if you didn't go to college? Like what was life like?
It was living with that guy. A lot of just living with that guy, to be honest, because I went to community college for 2 semesters, 3 semesters maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna maybe get into like a sonography program, like ultrasound technician, through Lansing Community College, LCC. We called it Last Chance College, in the 517 in the area, if you're familiar. But I just couldn't like get a 3.5 in human physiology and gave up. I 3-pointed human physiology 3 times. I took the same professor 3 times, which is probably a mistake. But like,
you got to go to Rate My Professor, find
but
an easier one.
damn, bro. You know, they're just like, I'm not necessarily cut out for this. And so then I started working at the insurance company and then eventually quit that and started bartending and doing stand-up.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, so when did you move to New York?
Moved to New York. It'll be 3 years in February.
Okay, and you started comedy out in Michigan.
Yes, so I did 3 years in Michigan, and then so I'm about half and half with time.
Okay, that's
split
cool.
between here and there, and it feels that way.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like I have 2 homes
Did
for
New York
stand-up.
Did New York feel like harder than you expected?
I will say I went into it knowing that it was going to be shit and it was gonna suck really hard and like and that it would be like starting over, and I'm like super thankful that I was like a medium-sized fish in my barrel that I left from before I came, because I didn't have too much. I didn't expect anything. And so anything I got was fantastic and blew me away and kept me going. And that's like my biggest piece of advice for anyone moving to New York, whether you've got heat on you or not. Don't fucking expect anything.
Don't expect anything,
because once you have expectations, that's when the city's gonna humble you. Like immediately. And people around you will see that you have expectations, and they will also humble you because they've been here longer and they've been trying longer than you. You know what I mean? So I went into it with that. And so I will say I think it was super fucking hard. Yeah. Like the hardest thing I've ever done. Moving away from my home state was terrifying, and knowing like being here and being like, wow, no one loves me here is super scary. Like, and so once I got over, I think like not expecting much from stand up gave me the space I needed to like adjust to having like a new life and like routine of like living in New York. Cause I feel like a lot of people get here and they just start, like you meet someone at a mic, they're like, I just moved here. And you're like, when? They're like, today. And I'm like, go home.
Yeah. Get your bearings.
Be in your space. So like, why are you out here? Like, you're not even doing like a good first impression of yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know.
I think that goes back to the resourcefulness of you. And it's like, it would maybe be nice if like you know, having a childhood where you weren't completely left to your own devices, but at the same time, it's like only someone like that can thrive in New York alone, because it's a big city. Yeah, and it's scary.
It is scary.
It's truly the LCD sound system, like New York, I love you, but you're beating me down. Like, every day.
Yeah, like, when people ask me how, like, they're like, do you like New York? I'm like, it's shit, and I love it.
No,
like,
it's 10 years, and I don't want to leave.
And it's
like,
God.
Yeah.
I do love it. And it does make you so good. It makes you so much better. Yeah. Than staying in your home scene. Like, and you don't really realize it until you go back. Mm-hmm. That's really when I think I waited 6 months to go home. I made myself do open mics for 6 months before I went back to get 20 minutes. You know, going back being like, please give me something. Yeah. And the things that my peers noticed that had changed in me, it made it easy to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it
no,
made
totally.
the rest of that the second half of that year so much easier than the first half was.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so, and we don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but you mentioned the Larry Nassar thing. So, you know, you got a settlement from that, and that was something, Larry Nassar was someone that you had to deal with because of gymnastics?
Inadvertently, yes. Like, it was gymnastics. It was so I showed you that weird leg thing. One of my best friends growing up was like an elite level gymnast at a gym, like a club gym in Michigan, and he was the team doctor for that club. So like a lot of people don't like know all of the like inner workings of the Larry Nassar case, but like his web was wide and far. Yeah. You know, like he was with USAG, he was with Michigan State Sports Medicine, he was the team doctor at Twist Stars Gymnastics. I believe, allegedly, I don't fucking know, I don't want to get anything wrong, but I also believe he had a hand in the Holt Public Schools, like, athletic department, you know what I mean? So he had access to a lot. Yeah. And basically my legs did that. She was already seeing him. They fit me. Gotcha. Yeah, I got there on referral, you know. Gotcha, okay. And I was doing it wasn't like I was disqualified from being a a patient because I didn't do gymnastics, but he was a sports med doctor. But at the time I was doing recreational gymnastics, school cheerleading, and I was on the school wrestling team.
Yeah.
And so
You were on the school wrestling team.
I was on the school wrestling team for 1 year.
Was there a female team or you were on the men's team?
The men's team.
What was that like?
That was weird. I was super uncomfortable with my body.
Yeah, but imagine.
Yeah, like especially at the time. Like I went through puberty super late also. I didn't start my period till I was like 17. I think.
I was a late bloomer as well, but not that late.
And then like boobs were even like further after that. So like by the time I was in 8th grade, I was like actively stuffing like a B cup, you know? So I'm like in a singlet with a t-shirt on with like my tits stuffed rock hard. And I remember like one of the boys like asking me why my boobs were hard, and I'm so proud of myself still to this day for this. But I was literally like, it's a sports bra. Yeah. You're wearing a cup. Right. You know what I mean? Like I just like
things we need.
Yeah, I'm basically like it's armor for my boobs.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
got out of it. But yeah, I really wanted boys to like me, and I needed my dad to love me, I guess is what that was.
I hear you.
You know.
Yeah. So okay, so that was wrestling.
Yeah, so
also,
that was wrestling.
Major disordered eating for boys.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like my brother, the things like you wrap yourself in a trash bag and go sit in the car.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah, crazy.
To just sweat it out. Like it's crazy. I did that once to try and pass a drug test. It didn't work. I didn't know how pee worked.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Just gotta drink a lot of water.
God.
And even then. Okay, so because you were an athlete.
That's how I ended up.
So
there.
That's how you ended up there.
Yes. I was 13 at the time. I was in office MOSD. Nothing crazy. There's a lot of different ways that he went about it and different levels of trust that he had with different parents and people and athletes, you know? I mean, some people saw him in his basement. Yeah. You know, like which, and this is probably insensitive to say, but I'm like, I wasn't a basement case. Right. You know what I mean? No. Like my mom took me there, you know? So like the level in which like he was able to abuse me was less than other girls. Totally. And like that breaks my heart, but I'm like thankful, I guess. You know what I mean? Because like my situation was more those things happen, and like abuse under the guise of medical treatment can happen in a lot of different ways. Yeah. You know, it could be just like giving you an intimate exam when it's not needed, right? And doing that. It could be telling you it's going to be one thing and then doing another, or it could be just flat out abusing you and telling you later that was a medical treatment, right? And so like for me at least, like I'm also like dealing with this girl who has been seeing him for years and years and years, and like so I go to her and I'm like, oh yeah, fingers in vagina, and she's like, oh, no worries, fingers in butthole, and you're like, this is normal. You know what I mean? Like, and you're a doctor, you know. Yes. So for me,
and you're a child.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it was like, how old was I? 18 or 19 when that article came out. You know what I mean? Like, so it was kind of like a moment for me where I was like, whoa, slow down. What do you mean? You know, like reading it and then like calling my best friend and being like, I think I got molested. And she's like, you totally got molested. Like, I remember you telling me that on the bus, you know, like. Right. And then remembering that, like, I don't know, you know, like, and like it just, you just remember so much. And then you're like, oh my God, like, that's why I was drinking. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of these different things that just come into perspective. So that was super interesting and weird and difficult. Especially being in that relationship, because I mean I was with that guy since 17, and now all of a sudden I have fucking sexual trauma that I didn't have before.
That
you know,
figured out from reading an article. That's how you figured it out. Wow.
Yeah, like basically like reading an article and then sending it to my mom. Like there were multiple conversations that were had that led to that like realization, you know. But like pretty much immediately, like upon seeing it, I was like, I remember that guy doing that. You know what I mean? Like and. Initially, you're like, oh, because you're still like, it's a doctor, you know what I mean? So you're
100%.
Like, maybe for me it was medical. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like totally. And then I had a whole thing with that other girl that we're not super close anymore or even friends. Because then there's the people that are close to it that deny it as well. You know, like I was just looking at it, looking for something, because I'm shooting a special at the end of November, talking about all of this stuff, and so I was looking for the article. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't talked to her much, so I'll be able to find it real quick. And I sent her the article, and she's like, I saw that, I don't believe it for a second.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I
just
mean? Like
flat out, like
that
that's
sort of thing. But then, I mean, of course, she eventually came to terms with it and was on the stand as she should be, you know, and all
Okay.
of that. But like,
Yeah.
but to hear that
She
in the
got there.
interim, you know what I mean? I'm like,
No.
fuck you, you fucking sent me there.
Yeah, yeah.
The hell
I know
you
this,
mean,
I know
you
this
know?
person because of you.
Yeah, I know this person because of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that like also probably, I mean, I was small my whole life, but I'm like, I don't know if that affected anything like eating wise or sleeping.
Right.
Like I can't remember anything like in that initial like shockwave period, even being 19 of like having, but it definitely is. I mean, but everything with like the food thing, like no matter what body you're in, it's control.
100%.
It's controlling. I mean, you're coming from a chaotic environment, and like whatever control you have, you're gonna take, you know?
100%. And you mentioned, you know, like having these realizations of like through that happening to you in your early teens, and then like having to experience your teens.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've mentioned like, oh, that's why I was drinking. It's
Yeah.
like you don't realize something awful has happened.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to have any semblance of control.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, and I mean, the fact that earlier in this conversation we were talking about your subconscious mind so much playing a part in your life,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be surprised if that was related.
No, it definitely, all of it like is, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just don't know how.
Right.
But it's been interesting to like find out more about it as I like do therapy. I've been on and off in therapy throughout the years, and therapy wasn't a thing I went to before that happened.
Yeah.
You know, or like before that revelation came to be.
Yeah.
So that's been interesting, and I don't know. I like therapy just because I'm a rambler.
I love therapy.
I love someone just stopping me and going, so you said this, this, and this, and I'm like, thank God you're keeping track.
I'll just go.
I'll
all
just
day.
go. Yeah, I had therapy today. So I'm like, perfect. Let's do the podcast. I'm all
Yes,
warmed up.
yes. I love catching people after their therapy
Oh, it's
session. And I'm
so
like, okay, you're
great.
nice and greased.
My therapist
gonna
is wonderful.
I know. I'm like obsessed with my therapist.
How long have you seen yours?
Literally like 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and mine are like in our honeymoon phase, but I still love her.
Totally.
It's only been like 6 months or something since I've like been back. Well, I didn't have Medicaid for forever.
true.
So
Yeah.
it was
my
its whole thing.
my therapist did like a bit of a bait and switch. She was like, you know, it was talk therapy, and then all of a sudden we started doing somatic work.
What is that?
So somatic work,
I don't think I've done anything but just talking.
you might maybe this will happen to you, but all of a sudden she started asking me like, okay, like I'll talk about something, and it's like, well, when's the first time you remember like experiencing that or feeling that? And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, well, just sit and think about it for a second.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I mean, I guess the first time is like, I don't know, I was 7. And all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden she like takes you through this exercise where like I'm 7 years old and I'm feeling in my body what the experience is that I'm experiencing, whatever it is. And it could be something big. It could be something so small.
Yeah.
It could be like I failed a test and I was afraid to go home because of it, or like something crazy.
Yeah.
And or insignificant. And it's all about how your body holds on to trauma, your body holds on to things, and how that like will manifest in your life in adulthood.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, it can end up being very intensive work.
Yeah.
But you come out on the other side like newborn.
Yeah.
Like I feel really good about it.
I'll have to ask my therapist about it and
Ask
see
her.
if she has any suggestions or if she does it herself. Because, like, I mean, I do love stuff like that. And, like, I don't know why it reminded me of this when you were talking about it, but it reminded me of, like, have you ever done, like, a past life regression?
I've never, but
Sort
I'm
of, like,
interested.
I've never done it with, like, a real person or, like, paid for it, but I've done the ones, like, online. And, like, I don't want to get too woo-woo about it.
No,
but, like,
please,
I, like,
I'm
love
into
it.
it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and, like, the ones that I'm doing are, like, less about, like, what was your past life and just more about, like, go like maybe I'll send you one if I haven't done
Send
it
me
in
one,
like
please.
a year and a half. It's been since I lived in Lansing. It's been like 5 years since I've done this, but I was really into it at a certain period of time. But it's just like taking you back to like being a child, kind of like what you said.
Yeah.
You know, and like letting yourself find whatever. Like mine was like weird. I was like on the bus with my brother,
Isn't that, yeah.
like asking
It's
him
just
if he had
weird.
made any friends on the first day of kindergarten. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and then it's like, maybe I made that up in my head, but like now I'm like walking this earth being like, well, I remember that. You
Right.
know, like
I know,
that's weird.
I know. I'm constantly second guessing myself. I'm like, did I make that up? Like,
Yeah.
am I, you
God,
know,
which is also such a, like an OCD thing. I don't know if I have OCD or not. I've never like been diagnosed, but my mom has been diagnosed, and I got some stuff that I do that's really weird. But I've like mentioned it to my therapist, and I get to the point where I'm like, and maybe I'm faking it all. And she's like, well, that's like, if you have it, that would be it right there.
Right,
is, like, you convincing yourself that you're a liar.
I know. I'm like, maybe it wasn't so bad growing up. Like, well, I think I'm just dramatic.
Maybe my parents were right.
Right, no. Well, do you think your mom's midnight snack was an OCD thing?
Maybe it was. I think she was just really, I think she had skinny kids. I mean, the doctors were always... Every time they're like, you gotta get weight on these, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and I can imagine as a mom that's stressful to feel like
totally.
you're not like taking care of your kids the right way. But like, you know, I think we were both formula fed. I had to be on special formula because the dairy would make me throw up. You know,
yeah. So you guys were little sickies.
We're just weird little sick, like almost full term babies. Like,
yeah. Just it's like, okay, these are the perfect athletes.
Yeah, for real. My
sport.
God. My brother was like the skinniest linebacker you've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was like number 3 for tackles in the state. Like,
Whoa.
still made it happen, you know? Scavenger mentality, but...
No, totally. Yeah, there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly.
And, you know, this is the last thing, you know, about the Larry Nassar thing.
Yeah.
But do you know what the confirmed victim count was?
I'm not sure. The thing about it is it's like we'll never really know.
Never really
'cause
know.
There's always people that... There's always people that will never report.
Yes.
And then there's also like there was a few people, I don't know what the number is, but there were false.
Really?
There were liars.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Just
We had a
trying to
liar
get in on
our
it.
we had a girl in our private Facebook like group that was created like shortly after. She's been there for years, and it came out like years later. Like she like was doing like and It Works. Do you know what It Works is? It's like they're like, oh, put these patches on and like join my team and like wrap your whole body in this fucking thing and
Michigan,
like
so Michigan.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, every girl I went to high school with is either breeding dogs or doing It Works. Like, and I'm just like,
dog breeding.
yo, the city is crawling with French bulldogs. Like,
they shouldn't exist.
yeah, tell me you like a C-section without telling me you like a C-section. Like, that's insane. Every time I see one, I'm like, this isn't cute, and I think you're a bad person.
I know. I try not to be a hater, but
But every
like,
dog needs a home.
I know.
Every dog needs a home.
Yes. So that's like a 9/11 liar. People that like
that say that they were there when they're not,
attach
and like
themselves to tragedy.
people like so there are people that do that, but if I remember correctly, so there was a first wave. I don't remember the exact dates because it's been 10 plus years.
Yes.
But almost 10 years. But it was like, let's say from like January 1st to like June 2nd. Anyone that comes forward during that wave, like this amount of money that has been set aside to deal with it, that goes to those people. And then whatever is left from like June 2nd to like December 30th or whatever we're going to put it at, like that's like the second wave of people that came forward. And then after that, it's at least for this this settlement, it's like closed or whatever.
Got it.
Like you can't come forward and do whatever. And now there's like this whole secondary thing that's been filed against USAG, which I'm not a part of because I was not seen at anything like that, you know? So all of my stuff was with MSU. Essentially. So at least in the MSU case, there was 333, if I remember correctly, in the first wave, and I was 172 of the second. So we're already at 500 there.
Wow.
And I don't know how many people came forward after me. I don't know how many of those were fake. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know, but I personally, my unofficial alleged number is 500 that I say.
I just think of the, you know, of course, I mean, of course, there's going to be fakers. That's insane. The fact that there's fakers.
Especially when there's money involved. I mean, that's a huge reason to fake.
Huge reason to fake. And I think it's the same kind of person that's like a cancer faker.
Yep.
You know?
Oh my God.
It's crazy. I feel like everyone knows, like, at least everyone has like a 6 degrees of separation from at least one cancer faker in their life.
Dude, yeah.
You
Some
know?
Munchausen weirdo.
Yes.
Did you see Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix? Dude,
I was
it was
obsessed.
so good. I wish I
was
could
so
watch
good.
it again for the first time.
No, literally.
Because I know the story that it's based on.
Oh,
Dude,
same.
I've watched so many podcasts about that fucking lady, dude.
I've
I've
been
watched her
obsessed with
on
her.
the 60 Minutes, like lying in that pink turtleneck.
Yep.
Ugh!
It's so good. Anyways, but I just think about the people that like haven't come forward because they either like, you know, can't come to terms with it or because they can't come to terms with it. Yeah. So,
well, there's a lot of other things. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
no.
like, there's a lot of like, I mean, I wasn't sure what to do when it happened either.
Yeah,
Cause like also
scared.
like you're scared. I'm connected to this person who's been like just wildly more like I'm connected to a basement case.
Right.
The girl that referred me, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so like, and there was even like a little bit of her, and like she wasn't a great friend to me now looking back on all of this, you know, but she's someone I had known for a very long time. But I remember her saying like, this is my thing. Like, this is my thing.
Right.
You know, and like feeling like I wasn't like
I
didn't deserve to go.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't deserve to say that it happened to me.
You weren't victim enough.
Because I wasn't victim enough. And so like that's like bullshit. And there's probably so many people that felt that way. And I feel like in Michigan there was like a good amount of support for just like anyone and everyone that had been abused, but like on a nationwide scale it kind of became like Jordan Weber.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Only
Like it really like became like a Simone, and it is there. Oh my God, it is so much.
Yeah.
Like their thing is, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to take away from
Yeah.
anything that happened to them at all. And I do think some of them have spoken on it and acknowledged, you know what I mean? That like there are like so many people, like you did not have to be phenomenal to be abused.
That's
you know
one
what
of
I
the
mean?
things that people should impart from that rather than just discredit. Like in part,
Makes
like
him more of a
the
monster.
true blast, the radius blast.
Yeah.
The blast radius of this man's destruction.
Yeah.
And the harm that he did, because I would be willing to bet that if you ask a random person, they know the name Larry Nassar, and where do you know him from? Oh, the Olympic doctor guy.
Yeah.
They only attribute it to Olympians.
To the Olympians, yes. And so there was like so I would imagine there's a lot of people that didn't come forward and kick themselves later, or maybe not, or maybe they're at peace with it. And I would hope that if you didn't, that you are, you know.
Totally. And I think that you being a comedian,
because hey, they don't think you're worth that much anyways, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing when that came out too, was like how much is a little girl worth, you know? And it's
so awful. I remember
and
that.
you get to find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Yeah. And you being a comedian is like the perfect trajectory.
Thank you. I think it was, I mean, at that point it's like bound to happen. I don't know. You know, like when I think about it, I'm like the sudden realization of the abuse, and then just shortly after that, getting really into comedy.
Yeah.
And like watching comedy, you know, for the first, I didn't grow up with stand-up comedy. My parents didn't watch anything. Like no one was there. We weren't watching stuff, you know. I will give it to my dad. He did lose his job, and then he was like a stay-at-home dad for a little while. So I went from like having my dad there all the time to then him being gone and me taking care of my brother to then him being back again, but being in the basement with 64 pot plants the entire time. So it was still like a fend for yourself situation. But if you hurt your brother, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? Like a worse situation for me, honestly.
Yeah. It's like more of like it's like truly the fear of God. It's like you can't see him, but he's around, but and he'll find out.
Truly around, and he can hear everything through the vents. That was not very big. Yeah. God.
Yeah. So, resourceful, resilient.
Thank you.
Damn. Okay. Wow. So now, you know, we're figuring out the sleep eating, sleepwalking.
Figuring out the sleep eating, figuring out the sleepwalking. I'm kind of like sad that my ass has gone away. Not that I ever had a great ass, but you know, but when you're like thin as a board and you get like anything, like you're like, I need to really hold on. Like I don't have any boobs. I truly, I make jokes about it. I'm like, it is nipples and ribs. Like, I want, oh God. I remember growing up, for whatever reason, I was always the obnoxious, skinny, weird worm sidekick to like I just had friends with great boobs. Like my whole life, like everyone's just always had great boobs, and I wanted boobs so bad. And I never got them, which is fine. But
you know, everybody will always be like that person in a friend group. Like they'll always be like, oh, well, I'm the really loud one, or I'm like the really small one.
Yeah.
Like for me, if you look back at pictures from college, like all my friends are like a cool like 5'2" to 5'4", and I'm up here at like 5'8" and a half, and it's just like this skyline, you know. It's just you know, so everyone always has that whole thing of like, oh, my whole life I've always been like the other in the group, you know.
Yeah.
So it's all about bobbing and weaving with
you
it.
know, and then they're like, "Oh, you're so lucky," and I'm like, "Dude,
I
you're
know.
so
No,
lucky."
yeah, yeah.
Like, hey, I think the grass is kind of just dead on both sides. What do you guys think?
No, I
like,
think
you know,
yeah.
I think it's yellow and dead, and there's no, doesn't matter. You know, I don't know.
Oh man, do you prefer Michigan or New York?
If I'm gonna like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess my goal has always been I want to just be big enough to go home.
Yeah.
I loved my childhood. I guess it depends on like, I do want a family. That's a really big thing for me. I like want a family. I want to get married and like have kids and all of that.
That's
So like
cool.
for me, like my goal is that I want to be able to move home. I work with Sam Talent a lot. I love the setup he has for his life.
Amazing.
It, you know, like
he's so funny.
he's so funny.
He has a cool wife.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's great. I mean, they just bought a house.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I mean, granted, he probably has other weeks that, but I would love to live in a house with my partner, have a family, and then, you know, take off from Thursday to Sunday. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
have that be my work schedule and, like, be able to do that. And so, like, that's been a good way for me to, like, reframe New York City
Yeah.
in general and being like, you know, would it be fantastic if I got regular spots at New York Comedy Club or the Stand or Sesh or
Right.
like it would be great, and I would be so like grateful to have that. But I also am having a lot of fun without it.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm having so much fun without
Yeah.
it, and the world and comedy is so much bigger than this
Oh
fucking
my
city,
god,
dude. Like
the road is so much better.
I would love to hit all of my goals. I'm gonna do 5 years in New York and see where I'm at and see what
Yeah.
I want to do. Industry now more than ever is becoming your phone than a
Yeah.
place anyways.
Yep.
You know? So but you know, but overall I just want people to know who I am so I can go home.
I love
like
that.
I really
That's
just want to go
amazing.
home.
I love that, and that's a good North Star to have. To
Thank
like
you.
keep you focused.
Yeah.
and you're so funny. You're gonna make it. Like, if anybody's gonna make it, it's you.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to see where you go, and I can be like, oh, I had her on my podcast. Like, amazing. Okay, well, we're pretty much at an hour, and I
Okay.
cannot thank you enough for coming on.
This was so much fun. Thank you
I
so
am
much.
so glad you had fun. That's all I want.
Thank you
people
for
to,
having me.
Yeah, we have a few laughs over stuff that's like tragic and awful to talk about.
Yeah.
and I love it. Amazing. So tell the people where to find you.
I'm on Instagram at Alaina Bamfield. I post everything there. I do a weekly show every Tuesday in Bushwick, Brooklyn, if you live in the area. Sorry about that. Unless you like it, follow me for more. And but I do a free show every Tuesday at Artichoke Pizza off the Jefferson L stop at 8:00. So please come to that. And yeah, follow me on Instagram at Alaina Bamfield. And I'll be posting my special when it comes out. Well, like the link will be there, so you can find everything for me at Alaina Bamfield, ALAINABAM, as in mother, FIELD. Back to Kelly.
Guys, you can find Alaina will be in the description of the show notes. And until next time, we'll talk to you. Bye.
Bye.